Hello and welcome to my next video. Icebreak Inc. is here and I'm an indie game developer, and today I will show you my devlog number 1. The next game what I will create is a monster taming, round-based fight deck building game. And I thought the main part of my game is the fighting system, so I started to create a prototype. So I watched some other monster taming games, how the fight system looks like. I saw Pokemon, Koromon and Temtem, and even if I like the fight system, I wanted to have it in a different way. So I thought about something like a chessboard where your strategy involves also the position where your monster is on the field. But instead of using a chessboard, I wanted to use another field, an hexagon field, and with this hexagon I will create a hexagon playfield. So the first thing what I did is created a 3D model in Blender and imported it into Unity. After some tries I wrote a script which creates a battlefield in my scene. Through that process of creating a playfield or a battlefield, I get a new idea. What if the playfields can have a different height? So that the battlefield would be generated randomly like this. This function gave me the possibility to implement more strategy opportunities. For example, now the player has to think about the strategy based where the monster is on the field, but also how the field is generated and which attacks the monster can use. After I created the algorithm which creates my battlefield, I wanted to create another script which simulates some battles between players. For that I created a script which simulates an enemy, and the monster are represented by 3D blocks. To see how the monsters are attacking each other, I used an parabolic motion from the monster that attacks to the target. And of course I had no idea how to create a parabolic function or a parabolic motion by myself, but I found a script on the internet and I could adapt it for my game, so now it is working. But in this stage I cannot show you the prototype, so I thought I have to implement 3D monsters instead of these 3D blocks, what I have inserted now. On the Unity asset store I found a 3D asset from Meshtint. This monster has also some animations, and if it works with this monster, I will consider that I will use also some other monsters of Meshtint. Because I'm not that good at 3D modeling and it would take too much time to model each monster by myself. I created a new scene to test the monster. And after I understand how to use this asset, I created a prefab for each 3D model what I get. I implemented the functions so that the monster can navigate through the battlefield. Also, this monster can use two types of attacks, a physical attack and a non-physical attack. This asset has also a dead animation which I can use partly. In my game, not only the tamed monster has to fight against each other, also the player has a character and the character is involved actively in the fight. How I will implement the rules for that, I don't know it yet, but I will show you it in another devlog in the future. To implement that, I used also an asset from Meshtint. The free asset is this knight here. I think for my prototype is this enough to show that this is a human and not a monster. But I had a problem with this asset. It had only an idle animation, so I had to implement some other animations in Blender. Even if the animations look not very good, I will accept this for that moment to continue with my prototype. Now the human can also move on the battlefield. I combined the monster and the human in the battle scene. At that point this was the result. We have some monsters on the battlefield and also some humans or player. But I missed the point that after an attack I do not see that a damage happened. To show how damage happened, I have to implement a health bar. For that I use only two images what I have exported from Photoshop, and a script what I wrote is doing the visual part of showing how much percentage the health bar has to show. I also like it when someone is getting damage and I can see how much damage in numbers the attack has done. Also, this is implemented in my script for the health bar. The result of that looks like this. I can see which level the monsters on the battlefield have, and I see how much life points the monster have. After an attack, I see also in red color how much damage the attack has done. The last step for this video was to implement a card phase. So after that the monster moved on the battlefield, and before the monster can attack, each player can play some cards, and with the cards and with the battlefield you can create your own strategy to win these battles. The result for this devlog is that I can use the prototype to make a simple battle simulation against one or three other players. I can use different monsters with attacks, and I can also use some cards which are only displayed by these green fields. Some cards are already working, as an example I can insert a new monster into the battlefield, and some cards gave my monster energy for the attack. So that's it for this devlog. In the next devlog I will show you how I created the necessary assets for the Steam page so that people can wishlist my game. If you are interested in the process, please subscribe to my channel, leave a comment for the algorithm, and hopefully we see you next time. Bye bye.